Well, welcome everyone to the very first holiday hangout with the Center for Great Apes. My name's Corey Michaels here in the Auction Frog Studios, and along with our friends from Ellsberg Studio, we are so excited to be here with you, to be able to be a part of this incredible event. Now, of course, we're going to be featuring a whole bunch of the stars, which, of course, are our apes. We have our orangutans and the chimpanzees, and it is an amazing hour of lots of information and ways for you to be able to give. Now, the fact that you're watching right now, see, there you go. You got half the battle already done. If you haven't gotten registered yet, though, to be able to bid on all the auction items, go ahead and do that. It is so simple to do. All you have to do is just text the word apes to the number 22454. That's apes to the number 22454. You're going to get a link. That'll get you right over to be able to get registered. Takes a few seconds, and then you can check out all the amazing stuff, including that artwork from some of our human friends and from our ape friends as well. We'll be featuring some of those coming up here in just a little bit. And if you have any problems whatsoever during the event, need some help with the technology, or maybe you just want to make a good old-fashioned donation by phone, you can do that as well by calling 208-807-3808. 208-807-3808. We've got a staff waiting to be able to talk with you and help you with any questions you might have. Now, you know, typically this would have been an event that we would have had there at the sanctuary, and we all would have been around and hanging out and getting to watch all the apes. Well, things are obviously different this year. But what's not different is the fact that we all love each and every one of these 60 incredible animals. And together, we can make a huge difference for each and every one of them as well. Now, we have folks from all over the world, and that's the great part of being able to do this virtually, is, yes, it'd be nice to see everyone face to face, but here, you're able to be a part of it, whether you're in Germany, Australia, Windsor in the UK, or Arizona. That's just a few of the spots that folks are watching right now. And we're all able to be here together with that one passion, and that's for our apes. So thank you to Amy, Jody, Catherine, also Harmony, Aaron, Richard, Petra, Danielle, so many others that are watching right now. Thank you so much. Make sure you're leaving comments here on the page as well. Let us know where you're watching from. Maybe what some of the auction items you really have your eyes on, or which one, and I know this is probably one of the toughest questions ever, which is your favorite ape? I know, that's a tough question. I don't think I could answer that one myself, but if you can, then go ahead and put that down there. We'd love to be able to interact with you. And I know for a lot of folks, Kahaya, our surprise baby this year, has been really a big star of the show there at the sanctuary. And we are going to have an exclusive video with her coming up just a little bit later on, and many of our other apes as well. Now, there's a whole lot that it has to happen each and every day. Whether we're in a pandemic or not, the care for our apes has to be there. We have to have the proper nutrition, the proper environment, all of those things that go into the care of our apes. And got a chance a couple of days ago to be able to chat with Patty, to be able to talk about what's happening with the sanctuary right now.
All right, well, Patty, thank you so much for taking some time here and being able to tell us, because obviously this has been a tough year for everyone. It's been different. How have things been for the Center for Great Apes?
This has been, as I say a lot to my staff, it's a character building year. While it's been challenging, we've had some great things happen. And just a year ago, it was just in November, we accepted Sandra, who is the first orangutan in the world to receive non-human personhood status in a court case in Argentina. And the judge decided that she needed to go to sanctuary. Well, she was not pureborn and not pure Sumatran, which they call a hybrid mix. So she could not go back to Malaysia or Indonesia into Borneo, Sumatra. It's illegal to bring a mixed species in there. So since we're the only sanctuary, and she did look in Europe and other places, we were asked to take Sandra, and it took several years to get all the permits to move her from Argentina. So she arrived a year ago. In January, we introduced her to her first companion in over a decade, and you're going to see some video of Sandra and her new amour in this hour, and having their an early holiday party. And Jethro and Sandra are doing beautifully now, and that's been really wonderful. But just a month after we introduced them and started that process, we were shocked with a surprise here that we never expected. And it's an ethic in sanctuary care to not produce more babies just to be in captivity. And so many of the females were pulled and don't know how to raise a baby because they weren't raised by their mothers. So most sanctuaries keep them on birth control, which might be vasectomies, something non-invasive, not a castration, but maybe birth control pills and so forth. And in 27 years, we have never had a birth control failure until February. And we walked out one morning and there was this, Sunshine is a 38-year-old female orangutan who actually was in Hollywood and had 3 babies earlier that were taken from her, so she never raised a baby before. But here she is with a baby. And the father is a teenager. He's 16-year-old Archie, and there was just a failure there, but it has been the joyous moment of this year. And it's actually been a morale booster for our staff too. We didn't know if Sunshine would raise her. She's a wonderful mother. And it's so heartwarming that she can finally raise a baby. And then in September, we were asked to take from a tourist attraction in Miami that is going into an adventure park theme and needed to move out their orangutans, to take 5 adult orangutans. And here's the amazing thing. The oldest one is 42, and the youngest are twins that are 17. And the amazing thing is that one of the orangutans, a female named Hannah, was Sunshine's first baby, born 23 years ago. So here's Sunshine with her little tiny new baby, and now her daughter, who's 23, has just arrived. So those things have been wonderful. And this has kind of been the year of the orangutans for us. But lots of good things have been going on with the chimps. New groups put together, new introductions, and just keeping everybody healthy.
Tell us about the facility. Describe all the different areas and the expansion and how it all comes together.
Well, it started with 15 acres and it was heavily wooded. And we've expanded to 135. And a lot of that was in surrounding orange groves, which are more open. But in the original 15 acres of woods, we built enclosures that are cages, basically, but they're huge and they're 30 and 40 feet tall or 15 meters tall. And it gives, especially the orangutans who like to be high, lots of climbing and swinging space and so forth. Orangutans are very different than chimpanzees, where chimpanzees are social and can live in big groups. Orangutan males are very territorial in the wild, and they do not tolerate well other adult males. And so we have 12 orangutans here, and we have to have 12 separate outdoor habitats for them. And they all have indoor night houses and so forth that are attached. We have 16 females, so some of them have several females with them. But with the males, all of these 12 habitats for the orangutans are connected additionally to the 7 habitats for chimpanzees by an elevated tunnel system. We call it our aerial trailways. And they can get out of every habitat and walk through these trailways that are up high, suspended, through the woods, and even out into the new open area to the new chimp habitats, and choose to go to different places. So even though they may have one habitat this week, orangutans can wander through to other habitats because we have 12 of them. And we do rotate them because it replicates more of what they would be doing in the wild. So the chimpanzees have bigger open areas, and we've been building very large areas and open out in the new extension area, which was old orange groves that we've cleared. all these trailways lead to our veterinary clinic. So actually our apes can walk to their doctor's appointment if they need dental work or something like that. And, or if we have to bring them in, if somebody needed some help, they recover in the recovery rooms at the hospital and then walk home from their appointment, because every single one of the 19 habitats connect to the hospital.
Well, Patty, thank you so much for what you do and what you started and continue to grow.
And it does take so much to be able to continue that amazing care. Between, yes, you think about all the great facilities and environment that they have for there at the sanctuary to be able to have all the orangutans and the chimpanzees there. And it is a fabulous place for them to be able to be and to be able to live out their days the way that they should. Be able to have that care. But the nutrition, the medication, the enrichment, all of these things require money. And here is some of the caregivers to be able to show us a little bit about what their day-to-day activities with the apes are.
Hi, my name is Colton Markham, and I'm a caregiver here at CGA. I also spend a lot of time in the nutrition center. Here we take care of the diets for all of our apes. We have a fresh assortment of fruits, veggies, starches, leafy greens. Here you can see we have our orangutan diets, and we have our chimp diets right here behind me. Every day we fill up each one of these bins, and each bin goes to a certain ape, and it has 3 square meals for them every single day. We also have chow for them, and in the chow bags, it's basically a bunch of little biscuits, and each one of those chow biscuits has all the diets and all the minerals and everything they could possibly need in one day, but they also get all these fresh greens and everything on top of that. In addition to their everyday diets, on top of their leafy greens and fruits and veggies that they also get an assortment of different enrichment foods. So that could be prunes, raisins, oatmeal, Gatorade. We also do scatters, so that's something that a lot of small items that we can throw out into the substrate in the enclosure. That way it encourages their natural foraging acts. So that could be cereal, it could be little puffs that's rice cereal, it could be uncooked noodles, any kind of combination of all those things, sunflower seeds, anything we can put in there that takes them time to go through and find it all is really good, and they enjoy having it. Enrichment is one of the most important things that we can do for great apes and human care. One of those things that we have here is doing different things in their enclosures. And here we have different hammocks that they can roll around and nest in. We have different objects in here, like the boomer balls, milk crates, this barrel that they love to roll around. And we also have different enrichment that we can build. Right here we have a browse feeder. So what I'm going to do is put some of these peanuts that they love in the woven parts of the fire hose. And this is just problem solving for them to try to get all of the peanuts out. And then right here, we have a barrel spinner that we have made. And we put little things like sunflower seeds, shelled peanuts in these little holes. And they have to come up with a way to get them out. Whether that be pushing it on this fire hose, spinning it around to wait for them to fall out. These guys love getting their treats, so they will spend hours here spinning this around just to get every last little bit out. And another enrichment that we have in here today is browse. Luckily, being in Florida, we have a lot of different plants that on ground that are edible for the apes. So here we have a species of red hibiscus. We have regular hibiscus, palm fronds, some banana leaves. They really enjoy eating them, and then they also use it for their nest building.
Oh, I love it. I just love watching each and every one of them. And there you see all the care that goes in and the passion with each and every caregiver, from Patty all the way down to the volunteers and everywhere in between, how much passion they have for these apes. So welcome once again to the very first virtual holiday hangout to benefit the Center for Great Apes. Thank you to everyone watching literally all around the world, from San Francisco to Germany, Argentina, and everywhere in between. We've got some amazing people, and thank you for all the comments that are being posted here. It says, thank you for all the love of these apes, so many supporters. Jessica, George, Tammy, Rebecca, Zach, thank you so much. Also, Rachel, Bill, Susan, Patrick. If I've missed your name, please go ahead and say something. Go ahead and give us a comment, because we'd love to be able to say hi to you as well. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and get registered by just sending that text. Text the word APES to the number 22454. You'll get the link back. You'll be able to go and set up all of the different items that you want to be able to check out and put it on your kind of watch list. And if you don't want to have to worry about going back and forth and waiting for that text that you've been outbid, you can use auto bid. Now, this is a great way to be able to do it, because you see one of the paintings or one of the virtual experiences or some of the amazing items that we have on the auction block. Just go ahead and put whatever your high amount is that you'd like to bid on that. Now, what'll happen every time someone outbids you, you'll just outbid them by a little bit. And it'll just keep doing that until it gets all the way to your high bid. If it does, then you'll get a message saying, yeah, someone got higher than your high bid, and it gives you time to be able to get on there and be able to check it out. So that brings us to the point, if you haven't already figured it out, and I'm sure you probably have, you need 2 devices or 2 tabs right now to be able to do your bidding and watch all the apes going on with our holiday hangout, because you don't want to miss any of the videos that come, especially Kahaya. And we have her video coming up here just a little bit later on. Now, you can have on your phone the auction going on right there and then watching on your TV or your laptop or tablet, or you can have 2 tabs that are open on your computer and you just go back and forth or split screen it, whatever you would like to do. Now, some of those items that are on there, as we had mentioned, we have lots of great artwork, both human and ape artists as well. And with a little bit of time to talk with some of our human artists, just not only about their incredible talent, but their passion for our apes and why they give and want you to give and to bid high and bid often. Here's just a few of those artists.
When I paint or draw these beautiful great apes, I always start with the eyes. As we all know, they are the windows to the soul. Jonah and Jacob, the twins, I painted them together, depicting their trust, their friendship, and their obvious curiosity. Surprise, surprise, surprise. The only title I could give this painting: gentle, inquisitive parents, fragile, comforted newborn, a heartwarming shock to everyone, like so many portraits of human families I have done. Harry, the embodiment of power and muscle, yet charming and inquisitive. In the original, I painted him life-size in order to capture all that is Harry. His presence, even on canvas, demands a response to protect all that he represents.
Well, first of all, Sue, thank you so much for sharing your incredible talent to be able to help with the Center for Great Apes. And what beautiful, beautiful artwork.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, what got you first interested? And I know the Center for Great Apes is not the first of the primates that you have done fundraisers for. What first got you excited about wanting to help?
I had been doing a lot of drawings of gorillas and chimpanzees, bonobos, orangutans for over 20 years before I met Patty Reagan there at the center. And truthfully, I was studying them to try to understand people. And at some point I decided I didn't care so much about people, and I cared more about those animals. And I learned so much about myself and the world through them that just before I retired, I decided that even though I don't have any money, I can draw. And so I thought I would donate drawings to an organization. And I had met one of the caregivers at the center quite a few years before that. And I asked her if she knew anyone who would be interested in my doing drawings. And she turned me on to the center. And Patty sent me the photos of these animals to choose from, to draw. And truthfully, they're all so beautiful. I said, I can't choose. I'll just draw everybody there. And so I just finished my, I think, 61st drawing for them. The drawings are big. They're about 3 feet by 4 feet. And it's just such a treat to get to draw them. And I've had 2 opportunities to meet them as well. So that's kind of how I got into this. So it's a great way to retire. I had 41 years, and so this is a good way to retire.
Well, let me just say thank you. Thank you for your beautiful talent and for helping with these beautiful creatures as well.
Well, I love everybody there. Those animals ended up in the best place in the world. In fact, if I were a orangutan, that's where I would want to retire.
Sue, thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, Corey. Nice to meet you.
Philip, first of all, thank you. Thank you for sharing your amazing talent and your passion for the Center for Great Apes. And I know this for you more than most was a very personal thing where you at one point years ago did have a couple of chimpanzees.
Okay, so very quickly, you have to remember this was like 30 plus years ago. So there were no sanctuaries, or they were just beginning to happen. Zoos weren't interested, and my wife and I got involved by saving, we call it saving, because these chimps were going to go to either labs or entertainment industry. So we got involved, ended up taking ownership and care responsibility for 2 chimps, which we raised for over 20 years in our home. And Patty at the Center for Great Apes had a space became available because someone donated to build the space for our 2 chimps.
And then since then, in your connection with the Center for Great Apes, you have done so much to be able to help to provide and earn, you get extra funding for taking care of the chimpanzees and the orangutans. And you can see just behind you there the beautiful work that you do.
Thank you.
And those are available right now to be able to bid on.
Here's one of the shirts. This is Peanut at the center. These are all hand painted, one of a kind, and they are totally washable. And they're on different size shirts because, I'm just whatever I grab, large, extra large.
Well, Philip, thank you. Thank you so much. And is there anything you would like to say to folks that are thinking about bidding on these? I know I want to bid on each and every one of them. I must have some of these shirts. They are amazing. But, just their support of the Center for Great Apes. What would you say to someone that is thinking about wanting to donate right now?
It's an unbelievable place, and I'm just in awe of Patty and the volunteers and the staff and the people that donate. It's selfless, 24-hour amazement. And to walk around that place is just mind-boggling. The more money and involvement, the better. That's all I care about. Because they are doing an incredible job.
Yes, they are. Philip, thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, and thank you to all of our human artists. It was so nice to get to chat with each and every one. And I think Sue had mentioned that, she wishes she was an orangutan so that she could live out her years there at the sanctuary. And I was thinking, I agree so much, Sue. Well, so does, so does Roberta as well. She just added the comment, I want to be an ape so I can live there at the sanctuary. Yeah, I think we all kind of do, Roberta. Danielle says, this is so beautiful. I want to cry with tears of joy. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you for your care and your support. Also, Rika says, we love James' work, especially the painting of Harry. Well, Rika, I hope you're getting your bids in there and bidding high and often on James's work and all the rest of the great artwork and other fabulous items that we have. Now, if you haven't yet, come on, go ahead and get registered for the auction. Just send that word apes to the number 22454. We saw the human artists and some of their incredible artwork, like item number 9, Sue's print of Sandra. Oh, I just fell in love with this on canvas painting, original by Sue. She just captures Sandra's eyes so much. I can just sit here and look right into them. Also, James's work, surprise, 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 is item number 14. And so if you're a big James fan like Rika was and is, I hope you are bidding high on those. That's item number 14. And then item number 71. This one is just one of the many, many t-shirts when we were just talking with Philip about these hand-done paintings. So they are one of a kind. No one else. You're never going to walk up to anybody else. They might have another one of Philip's beautiful pieces, but they won't have the same one as you. And there is lots for you to be able to bid on. You can get a whole wardrobe to wear. You can go weeks without having to wear a different one. And we're perfectly happy with that. So get those bids in there right now. So there's some of our human artists, but now some of our ape artists, and just equally as fabulously talented. One of those, and one of the most famous of our ape artists, is Bubbles. Well, Bubbles is here for you to be able to see along with his caregiver, Meg.
Hi, I'm Meg. I'm one of Bubbles' caregivers here at the center. Bubbles likes all kinds of enrichment, but one of his favorite things to do is paint. Not all of the apes enjoy painting. For example, Coda, one of his friends, she doesn't like to get her fingers dirty, but Bubbles loves to paint. The bigger the canvas, the better. He doesn't limit himself to a canvas. He paints the caging, he paints the floor himself, anything nearby, milk crates, that kind of thing. And he doesn't seem to have a color preference because he does really enjoy it. And he makes little happy cooing noises, and he moves his head from side to side very gently while he paints. All signs that he really enjoys it.
Well, I was just about to say, but then someone had just said it on Facebook as well in one of their comments about how intense Bubbles is on it. You could tell, totally into it, moving it around, making sure getting just the right spot. It's amazing. I know Jeremy was saying in the comments that he has a Bubbles original hanging in his living room right now. Well, Jeremy, you know what's better than one Bubbles original in your living room? That'd be 2 or 3. We're not going to limit you. So go ahead and get those bids on Bubbles, all the rest of our great ape artists, because each of them fabulously talented, and there is a whole bunch for you to be able to choose from. Now, one of our other human artists, this is another piece that I just fell in love with. Is this one? Well, oh, you know what? We'll get to that one coming up here in just a few minutes. Right now, we want to be able to talk about Darlene, the caregiver, along with Sandy and Jethro. Now, Sandra and Jethro, of course, Sandra, when she got here, as we had talked earlier with Patty, and she had said that she hadn't had a companion, a friend, a buddy for like 10 years or more until got to the sanctuary last year, and now has her best friend, Jethro. And here's a chance for you to be able to see their interaction together.
Hi, I'm Darlene, one of Sandra and Jethro's caregivers. Sandra is a very special and sweet orangutan that came to us from Argentina, where she was given non-human personhood. She has been at Center for Great Apes for a little over a year now and has spent many of those months with her companion, Jethro. And she is a very active orangutan. She enjoys nest building with different materials, hay, pine needles, blankets, boxes, and browse. She also enjoys water play on a hot day and spending time in our aerial trailways.
Well, as Dee Dee just said in a Facebook comment, a budding romance. I would think so. They are definitely buddies, if nothing else, and inseparable at this point. And to be able to see that relationship, to see that bond between them. And just like, you know, human beings, we all kind of have that connection with certain people and not so much other people, you know. And so it really is fun to watch them interact and to be. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and get registered for the auction. We want you bidding on all the great items. And each and every time that you look at one of these fabulous art pieces, like number 18, this original painting of the orangutan Jam by Karen, every time you look at this fabulous piece of art hanging in your office, hanging in your home, not only do you have this just beautiful, beautiful piece, but you also know that you were able to make a difference in the life of Jam and all the rest of the 60 apes that we have here at the sanctuary. And it's because of you. It's because of all of us together that we're able to make that transition. And as we were just talking about with whether it's the bonding, that social interaction with the apes, it's also in them as well. Just like you and I, some of us are differently abled, and we have a few of our apes that are as well. And so we had a time to be able to chat a little bit and to show some of those apes that are differently abled.
And now, obviously, apes get injured. They maybe are born with situations just like humans, to where they're not, as structurally sound as others. So what do you do when you have, a handicapped ape?
We have some that have challenges, and we do special things for them. We have an orangutan that we took in. She'd been in a research facility, and through an accident, she lost both her arms as an infant. And she was used in a language program for 20 years. And we took her 18 years ago, 19, she's 39 now. She has no arms at all, but she lives with a big adult male. She feeds herself with her feet. She paints with her feet. She climbs up to the 40-foot tall ladder using her chin and her feet. And she'll usually carry blankets and a bag of food in her mouth when she does it. She's the most capable gal I've seen around here, and she's great. That's Mari. And then we have another orangutan female that has a nerve disorder, so she is unable to use her legs. So it's exactly the opposite. And Allie is just as capable. She can't walk, and she doesn't move around with her legs and her lower half of her body, but she goes everywhere with her arms. And she too will climb up to the top of the domes and lives with a big male who's very gentle with her. And I think both those males sense that there's something very unusual and different, and they are great. Our special needs chimpanzee is a little fellow that came out of Hollywood when he was 2, and he has cerebral palsy, and he has difficulty walking, and he's needed for years special therapy, and our caregivers is the only great ape that we actually handle. He just turned 21 years old, and Knuckles, and he is a very special, capable, accomplished little guy, but he cannot be with a group of chimps. However, there are our original chimps that came here, knew him when he was a baby, and he can play outside the mesh with them. And Kenya is his special chimp that grooms him, and she touches his nose, and he gets very excited. So it's, people ask me, why spend so much time on this little handicapped ape, or special needs ape? He's just like anybody else, and he deserves that chance. His quality of life is not the same as chimpanzees that are here, but he has a special quality of life. And so, yeah, he's great.
That's wonderful. I love it.
And see, right there again, just goes to the incredible care that is given by each and every staff member and volunteer with the sanctuary. And that specialized care, because just like us, we each have our different needs, and they meet each and every one of those. And so whether it's Bubbles or Kahaya or one of the other apes or Mari, Allie, and Knuckles, they don't know they're any different than any of the other apes. They know they're loved, and they know they're cared for. And it's because of the staff, and ultimately it's because of you as well. Your care, your giving, your bidding right now on all these fabulous auction items. That's what's going to keep this going for generations to come, and be able to expand and to be able to bring in more. And so the only way we're able to do that is with your help. Now, one of the items that you can be able to bid on, speaking of Kahaya, is item number 124. This is a colored pencil drawing of Kahaya Darling is the name of it. And she is such a darling. And this is a beautiful, beautiful picture that can be yours right now. All you have, after Tuesday at 9:15, it can be yours. But you can bid on it right now, and that's how long you have to be able to bid on all the items, is up until Tuesday Eastern time at 9:15. That's when the auction is going to close. But right now, we are not done, and we have that video coming up here in just a little bit of Kahaya, speaking of the little baby star of the show today, our holiday hangout to benefit the Center for Great Apes. And next is we're going to show you a video here, and I love this one. It's showing Bo and Joe and a whole bunch more of our chimps that are there at the Center for Great Apes.
Hi, I'm Ellen. I'm the primary caregiver of 4 of our elder males here at the sanctuary. The oldest one just turned 61 last month, and the youngest one is about 40 years old. 2 of those males are Bo and Joe. They were 2 males that came from the Oklahoma facility that was featured in the Netflix documentary Tiger King. Before those 2 males, Bo and Joe, had come to our sanctuary, they were primarily used as breeders, and each one of them lived with 1 female each. Years ago, those females died at the facility in Oklahoma. At that facility, they were never put together. So within just a couple days of them coming to us in June of 2018, we decided to go ahead and open the door between them, and ever since then, they have been the absolute best of friends. We gave them about a year to, just get really close with each other and also get used to being in a new sanctuary. And then we decided, it's probably time to give them a part of their lives back that they've been missing for years. And we introduced them to females Angel and Maggie. So Bo often has playdates now with Maggie, and Joe often has playdates with Angel.
Everyone needs a good mani-eared petty once in a while, huh? I just absolutely love that. Now, some of the ways that you can be able to give to yourself right now, since we can't be at the sanctuary for, obvious reasons, you can virtually hang out with a whole bunch of our apes at the sanctuary, like item number 139. This is just one of the many virtual hangouts that you can bid on right now. This one at number 139 is with the grandpas and elder chimpanzees, Marco, Butch, Joe, and Bo, along with their caregiver, Ellen. It's going to be a live virtual hangout. You can be able to ask questions, watch them play, and interact with one another. And yes, you can be able to get that recording of it and have it and keep it forever and ever and show all your friends and tell them all about the sanctuary as well, because that's what this is all about. Whether you've been watching from the very starting, whether you're just tuning in right now and just getting into it, share this. It's going to be out there for you to be able to share with all your friends. Tell them about the sanctuary. Show them these amazing, amazing apes that they have for the Center for Great Apes. They're going to fall in love as well, because you can't help but look into the eyes of these amazing animals and not just melt and want to give whatever you can. So also some of the other items, of course, are ape arts that we were talking about earlier, like with Bubbles. Bubbles had the citrus splash. That is one of the many, many items that you can do with bid on with Bubbles. That's item number 52. But all the way from 23 to 53 are all the different ape artists that you can be able to bid on and have that one-of-a-kind painting from one of our incredible apes. And look, you can see all these beautiful things. Now you can look right here, but more importantly, go to the auction site and bid on these incredible pieces of artwork. Get a few of them, put them up in your office or in your house. You will love it. It'll make you smile each and every time that you look at them. Now, one of the other items that you can be able to bid on is number 122. And I fell in love with this from the moment I saw it. This is Archie's family. Of course, Archie is our surprise young dad of Kahaya. And this is charcoal sumi ink with 23 karat gold leaf. And just look at the detail on this. I mean, you can see just the beautiful little eyes on Kahaya. I'm just in love with this little baby, and I know you are as well, and everyone is, because who doesn't love a baby? You know, the only thing better than a baby is a baby orangutan. And that's what you have. And now we've been promising this entire holiday hangout that you were going to get to see a video with Kahaya, and here it is.
Hi everybody, my name is Mandy. I'm one of the orangutan caregivers here at the Center for Great Apes. And I also consider myself one of the luckiest caregivers here. And that's because I have the opportunity and privilege to take care of one of the cutest residents that we have here. And that's our 10-month-old baby girl, Kahaya, as well as her mother, Sunshine, her father, Archie, and her aunt, Keegan. Now, as most of you may know, Kahaya's arrival came as quite a surprise to us. She was born on February 6th, and as a sanctuary, it is not in our ethics to breed. So we were not anticipating a birth at all. And that morning, we came out and Sunshine had this little ball of fluff on her chest. So it was very, very surprising. Now, we weren't 100% sure how Sunshine would be as a mother, as she has had 3 babies in the past, but she hasn't had the opportunity to raise any. So we weren't 100% sure if she would be a good mother. So we had to watch her very, very closely. And soon after the baby was born, we began to see her nursing. She was very attentive to Kahaya from the very, very beginning. So we were really happy to see that. But we weren't 100% sure either how Archie and Keegan would handle this new baby that was part of their family. So we kept them separate for a couple of days, and then we slowly began the process of reintroducing them. And everything went well with them as well. Archie was very, very gentle. Even as a juvenile male, we were nervous about that, but he's been very gentle with her. And it's been really wonderful to watch them interact with each other. Kahaya is especially fond of her Aunt Keegan. She thinks she's the fun aunt. It has been really fun watching her grow over the past 10 months. She now even has 10 teeth. So she has moved on to a lot more solid foods. So she's eating several different types of solid foods and anything basically that Sunshine will drop and allow her to have. Sometimes she only gives her a banana peel or maybe a piece of celery that she doesn't want. But Kahaya actually gets her own diet at this point as well. So she is still nursing from Sunshine, but we also supplement her with things like cooked sweet potato, apple, and banana. So she really, really enjoys those things. And it's just been really, really fun to watch her grow and watch her interact with the rest of her family members.
I could just put that video on repeat and just let it go over and over and over again. And here's the beautiful thing. You can do that. So after we're all done and we're coming down to the final moments here for our holiday hangout to benefit the Center for Great Apes, it will be here forever. So you can watch it, you can share it with your friends, or just go back to that one part of your favorite video of one of the incredible apes and just watch it again and again. But here is a time as we do get towards the end. If you notice when you first went to the auction site, there is a button that said donate now. If you're in looking and bidding on all the auction items, which I hope you are, item number 1000 is your way just to be able to give. Now, I hope you are bidding on some of the fabulous art and other items that are there. But if there's not an item that you want, or if you want to give something a little extra just because of your love and care for these incredible animals, you can do that at item number 1000. As Patty had mentioned earlier, $22,000 a year, thereabouts, is the basic care for each and every one of the 60 apes. Over $2 million that it takes just to make sure that they have the proper nutrition, the proper environmental things, the medications, any of those items that each and every one of us need to survive. $22,000 a year. This is where you can be able to make a big difference, because that's for our 60 that we have right now. Now, as we look to expand and to be able to have new environments and be able to bring in more to give them this same fabulous life that our apes that we have right now, to be able to have those to be introduced into the family here, it requires all of us together. I know you're watching, wherever you happen to be watching in the world, you're watching right now because you care about these apes. You care about their well-being. It was horrifying how some of their lives had to start. But you know what? Because of the Center for Great Apes, those days are behind them. And now they're able to have their best life possible with the care provided by this staff, the nutrition and all of that. They are living out their lives in the best possible place. As all of our comments had mentioned, or so many that wish we could live there too. And I agree with that, because they do have fabulous lives because of the staff and because of you. But we need your help right now. So if you go to item number 1000, there's lots of different levels that you can be able to pick, or you can just pick the custom amount and make it something that's special for you and your family. Maybe you want to give $10 per ape, so $600. To be able to give something to represent each and every one of the apes at the sanctuary. Maybe something that is special to your family, whatever that happens to be, that's up to you. And please, don't ever think that your donation is too small. There's no such thing. What you can give, along with what I can give, and each and every one of us together, we're able to continue the miracles that happen each and every day for these apes. So item number 1000 is your way to be able to do that. And here, some more comments and some more time when I got to chat with Patty. We talked a little bit about where your generosity is going and some of those plans for the future with the sanctuary.
If you were to be asked right now by someone of why they should give tonight, where the money is going to go, what would you tell them?
Well, the money goes to the care. It costs us over $22,000 a year just for their direct care for each one of the great apes here. We have nearly a $2 million budget now for 60 great apes. And in addition, over that $22,000, of course, is the maintenance and so forth that happens and the expansion. So it will go to their care, and particularly helping us add to our expenses with 5 more great apes just in 2 months. But we have a match that was offered, a 2-for-1 match. So until December 20th, what we raise, if we raise $100,000, our donor, the McGrath Family Foundation, will match it 50%. So that will give us an opportunity to add another $50,000. We're also expanding, and this is something I said, this is the year of the orangutans. It has been, turned out to be. Next year looks like it's going to be the year of the chimpanzees, because there's a crisis right now in California where a facility had a number of great apes and many other animals, and they closed over a year ago. And some of my colleagues' sanctuaries are also working with us on this. 4 of the sanctuaries that have chimpanzees have said we will each take a group, and we're going to take a group of 7. But we have to build for them. We have no space. And each one of the sanctuaries is raising funds through a program called Chimps in Need, and it's fundraising for that. So we're also raising money to build to be able to cut. These chimps are stranded right now in a canyon in North Los Angeles County in a high fire risk area. So it's important that they get to a sanctuary home soon.
Well, Patty, thank you so much for what you do and what you started and continue to grow. And the more families that get to come in and expand the glorious family that we have there at the Center for Great Apes. So thank you.
Thank you, Corey. And I just want to say to our members and our supporters, we couldn't do a thing without our friends and our supporters, and they have been generous with us, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And we hope to welcome people back next year for another event in person.
Well, I can hardly wait until I can be there in person and be able to see the center and to experience all the wonderful, wonderful apes that you have.
Great. Thank you.
So you see right there, you can see in Patty's eyes still after all these years, this was the passion that she started all those years ago. This is the love and care that each one of those caregivers provide to all the apes. I mean, imagine if right now, just 300 people that are watching, and we have people watching all over the world right now, if just 300 gave $25 a piece, a couple of less lattes for the month maybe, how that can add up. $7,500 just out of that, just $25 from 300 people. $7,500 right there. If you're blessed to be able to do more, that's wonderful as well. Because trust me, as I said earlier, there is no donation too small. There's also no donation too large either. Whatever you can be able to do. But thank you. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your care. Thank you for your passion for these apes. And this is our way of being able to be their voice. Because if they had a way to be able to thank you, they'd be thanking you themselves for just the life that they deserve to have. And they do deserve to have this special life and to be cared for. And we continue doing that with all of us together. Now, as we look at the leaderboard here, we are heading towards our $50,000 goal right now, and we are well over halfway there. $26,092. And here is the great thing, we're not done with the auction. The auction is going to go all the way until Tuesday, 9:15 Eastern time. Set up those auto bids, that way it can just bid for you while you sleep at night. You don't have to worry about anybody anywhere in the world outbidding you without you knowing about it. So let's bid high, let's bid often, and let's keep it going. We have a comment here from Patty on the live stream. Says, thank you all so much for joining us today, and thank you for your wonderful support and help in caring for these amazing great apes. I'm truly indebted to the best staff ever and our devoted board members and volunteers. Thank you also to Corey, Kayla, and Brad at Auction Frogs in Ellsberg for putting together our first virtual online event and auction. We miss seeing everyone and hope you all stay healthy and safe. Sending you all ape hugs and big pant hoots and thank yous from each and every one of us. So on behalf of the 60 apes, all of us here at Auction Frogs and Ellsberg Studio, bless you and Merry Christmas.